Nico, I know we talked about it the other day, but no better way to sort of kick things off than right in this building.
Exactly, yeah. It's a great game to start. I think coming in here, obviously, we know them really well, so just get going here and feel good about ourselves.
What sets the tone for you guys?
I think obviously it'll be a high-paced game out there, but we just gotta set the tone right away, move our legs. We know how they play. Like I said, we know them well, so we gotta execute what our plan is, and that's gonna set the tone for us tonight.
You've had a couple of opening, games of seasons. What is it like each year to sort of start blank, start fresh for a new year?
It's fun. It's exciting. I think every year is a similar feeling. Get going again. Game one, it'll be a long season, and but just you got to start with one, and that's what we're trying to look for here.
How is this team different, you think?
I mean, we're definitely a deeper team, I feel like, and we obviously got some great guys in here that went far already, played a lot of games, know how to win, and that's the main thing, know how to win, and I think that can help a lot this year.
Thanks, Nico. I was just talking to Nico. No better way to start than obviously it's fun to have that home opener, but no better way to start a season than here, given the way things ended up.
Yeah, I think you want to measure yourself against the top teams. Carolina's a team I feel like that got better this summer and are thinking of themselves as cup contenders. So I think for us, we know the history, and I've only been a part of the Devils for the first year, but at the end of the day, at the end of the day, we got to be prepared. We got to expect a really tough game tonight, which there's no better way you start your season off.
You've been in this league a long time. What are those emotions that come with every year that new beginning of a season? Because I'm sure they are the same in a way.
Oh, it's exciting. It's last night was Christmas Eve. You work hard all summer with your workouts and your off-season training and skating to get to this point. Now this is the fun part where you get to start the grind with the 23 guys and going towards the common goal. So ultimately, this is the fun stuff. To get to do it as long as I have been, it just gets better and better.
How is this team different, you think, going into this year?
I don't know. I think we're just looking forward to kind of writing our own story. We've got a lot of returning guys, but at the same time, we've got some new pieces that are really going to help us, that are really going to inject some energy, a new look, a new vibe, new experiences to our group. So I think ultimately, we're just trying to bond together. Last year we had Prague for a week to really get to know each other and do that. We've got a 3-game road trip to start this season off, and we just want to continue to build. We talked about it this morning, Sheldon. We want to take a step from last year. Last year there was the new coach, a lot of new players. We're getting to know one another. Now we know what the expectations are. We know what the systems are. Let's just build on it.
Thanks, Dilly.
Thank you.
And as a coach, do you have that same excitement every year? Blank slate. You've been in the league a while now, but just that feeling?
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, especially you come through a long camp. You're working on different things. You're implementing different things. So you get fired up to play for real in a full building, an NHL game, and to take on a rival like this is, it's exciting.
How do you believe your team is different heading into this year?
Well, I like to think we've grown. Everything that you go through in a particular season, a playoff, that you can build off of that. So there's that piece of it, and then I think some of the pieces that we've added have improved our depth, and then we're healthy for the most part. So that's perhaps the biggest improvement coming in here with essentially a full team. Nason's still working his way back, but having our group, I think we looked at it and we got about 7 bodies that'll play today, 7 skaters that didn't play last time we were in here, whether that's the new guys or guys who were injured. So that's exciting just to see how all that comes together here as we get going.
Seems it was important to have Nace around too, just, obviously he's not ready to play. But
just more so just that he's getting closer. So the closer he gets, you just want to keep him on the ice when you can with more bodies and have him a part of your meetings and just being with the group, is all that's important. It's, that's part of it here as we get our first road trip of the season, something you miss out on in preseason. So I think the guys are excited to be together.
Is there anything in particular about Carolina's approach to pressure that makes them different from some other teams?
Well, just that they do it better, I would say. They do it better than most teams, and more consistently. Throughout a game, they can stay on you. So you got to find your way through that and apply your own pressure. But yeah, no surprises for the most part. They know exactly who they are, and while I think they have grown offensively year over year, and the addition of Ehlers is going to change their group. Again, and Blake being a year older, like these guys are really, really good through the neutral zone and on the rush. So that changes the game and the feel a little bit from what it maybe used to be. But certainly when they don't have the puck, it's very similar.
You've had players who had success their rookie year, and they come into the second year, expectations are up. As a coach, how do you manage them? What do you tell them going into that second year?
I don't know. I don't think you overthink it. I think it's just just keep working, keep the habits the same, and details the same, and just keep working at your game. Don't take anything for granted. It's a hard league. All those kind of things. You take the same approach. The guys who have the most success that I've been around in the league and they're the most consistent are those that, whether it's their first year or their 10th year, their routines and their habits and the details, the things that they do to prepare and improve, those don't change.
Is the biggest thing is early in the year, and especially against Carolina, just preaching simple, play a simple game. Don't get too caught up in being cute.
Well, we want to play a simple game all the time. Yeah. That's it. We want to be fast. I want to be direct and get after the game. That said, we've got some really creative people that we need to make some plays and make the difference. But they got to pick their spots and find their way, which is even harder to do against an opponent like this. But certainly the way we start and the way we get after the game, that doesn't change no matter who's in the lineup or who we're playing.
What about Dadonov's skill set? Do you like that fits well and complements Hughes and Brad?
Just the skill set. Puck comes to him, he's going to make a play and keep things moving. He's also got a willingness to go to the net, which is probably the most important thing. If you're going to play on that line, those guys with the motion and the speed that they have, somebody has to be around the net for both when the puck arrives, but also just to give proper spacing and make the defenders have to respect it, and you can utilize him to kind of release the attack and start it over sort of thing. So just those different pieces. And he scored around the net, I guess, is another piece. You look at Dad's goals in the league, he finds his share in around the crease. So he's got good timing and a good stick that way. So we've liked what we've seen from it in practices and in preseason and haven't seen a reason to change it. So looking forward to watching it in real games.
It's been about 7 months since Jack Hughes played. How do you... he's going to be on adrenaline. How do you kind of coach that for him here tonight? You just let him run. Yeah,
we let him go. He's excited to play. I think a guy like him that has great confidence in his ability. He's just counting down the days to get preseason over with and get playing for real. So I'm excited to watch him here today. We're obviously a far different team when he plays. When he plays in our lineup, and specific to this opponent, I think, going back and watching the games from the regular season as we prepared for playoffs last season, Jack was very effective in our games against Carolina and really helps our cause. So, he's important to have him rolling today. So, looking forward to calling his number.
And you're confident Luke is ready to go despite his short camp, obviously.
Yeah, it's short camp. It's not ideal. So is he as ready as you'd like him to be, or as ready as his teammates? That remains to be seen. It's probably not in terms of the way the camp has gone. But he's skating and his pace, all those kind of things are so natural to him that you like to think that can come into place pretty quickly. But we gotta work with him and just see how it goes. But there's no games left to practice through. We got to get at it. So I think there's no better opportunity for him to adjust and adapt and get his game going than to just get right in there and play. We gave him ample time with practices, and he's gotten better every time out.
Thanks, Sheldon.